What is going on, YouTube? I am Jerem here, and today it has been announced that POBELTER is back. CLG has just announced today that POBELTER is going to be their starting mid laner for the upcoming LCS games this weekend. They play Cloud9 and FlyQuest this weekend, which is going to be two really hard games. They're two really good teams this season, so they probably aren't expecting very many wins. They're probably going to lose both games, so I think it is probably a good time to try something different to see if they have any improvement in play. If they win either one of those games, that's amazing. If they lose either one of those games, you know, they probably weren't going to win those games anyway, especially how the team has been looking with Crown and just as the team has been looking in general. But this is really exciting news for a lot of reasons. One, I think Crown and all of CLG have just looked really awful. This is a team that almost made a Worlds last year, was very close. Some people really expected them to make Worlds last year. They came up just short, and then they go out and they get an upgrade in the mid lane, you know, an upgrade, what they thought was going to be an upgrade in the mid lane. And then they also get what they thought was going to be an upgrade in support. And so far, Smoothie has looked, you know, terrible at times, not very good overall, and definitely like a downgrade from Biofrost, who's having a really nice split on TSM. And then P.O.B is doing very well in FlyQuest right now, looking like a really solid player. And Crown has been, you know, pretty awful, one of the worst mid laners in the North American LCS this split. And he just looked out of sync with his team. He's looked bad individually and mechanically, but then playing with his team as a whole has looked really bad. Not having a ton of synergy with Wiggly, his jungler. And there's just been a ton of problems for CLG, a team that had so much promise and has so much talent on paper and could be so good. It has not come together. Ruin has been much worse than he was last year. Wiggly has been very hit or miss, and it seems like worse than he was last year as well. Stixxay, he's pretty solid, pretty consistent. He's up and down. With the mid lane support, the two positions that they actually changed from last year have just looked awful. Some people are saying that there's rumors of there being communication issues in the team. You know, there's Korean players, there's American players, there's people needing to translate across. It can be tough to communicate. You know, League of Legends is such a team-oriented game. Communication, calm, split decision-making, knowing what your teammates want to do, when they're going to do it, how they're going to do it is so important. POBELTER's a guy who does speak Korean, helping him being able to communicate with Ruin a little bit better and hopefully with the rest of his team. He's a very vocal player. He's been a guy that's very outspoken about the game, always talks really well in game, and he's been a respected player for a long time. And it's also really exciting because now we have another North American mid laner in the LCS. Crazy that we started the year with only one, Golden Glue being the only one, and while he hasn't been amazing, he has not been terrible, and I definitely do not think he's the worst mid laner in the LCS right now. And you know, Golden Guardians is doing way better than people expected them to do. So that NA mid laner is definitely working out. I think it's crazy that POBELTER and Damonte didn't have spots when Ryoma has looked very up and down. I think Aika has looked very bad. I think those are two of the bottom LCS mid laners, and those are two of the imports that are taking up slots that kind of took the spots of Damonte and POBELTER. So I'm happy to see another NA mid laner back. I didn't think, you know, at the beginning of the season, I don't think any of us would have guessed that the first mid laner to be replaced in the LCS would be Crown. But I think Damonte should really have a spot over one of those other guys really soon. I think Aika's probably a little bit more safe because Immortals is winning right now, but I really think it's in spite of him rather than because of him. And 100 Thieves is sliding a little bit recently, and if they keep falling, I think Ryoma could be looking for a replacement soon. I think Ryoma actually has some talent and potential, but I think he just needs work in Academy right now. I don't think he should necessarily have a starting spot where Damonte has shown much more promise, because there's actually some talented North American mid laners out there when people just kind of give them the chance and see what happens. And so I'm happy to see POBELTER getting a shot. I'm not the biggest POBELTER fan in the world. You know, I think he has been kind of a lackluster piece on a lot of great teams, and maybe what held back a couple of great teams, but he's still been a part of teams who win games. So if your team is struggling, you know you're at least getting a solid, capable mid laner in POBELTER, and that's a lot better than a lot of these guys. I'm excited to see how he's going to do. It'll be crazy if he turns CLG around. I think they have the talent to definitely still turn this around. Luckily for them, spring split doesn't mean a ton. So you're really just trying to learn stuff, trying to prepare for the summer split where stuff really actually starts to matter. So if they can turn things around, maybe make the playoff this split, that'd be crazy, that'd be great. And if they don't, they're in a terrible spot anyway, and if they don't try to make any changes, they just be, you know, going down this same path. So I'm really excited about this. I'm happy to see another North American mid laner back. I hope he does well. I hope CLG starts winning some games and stuff starts looking better. For Crown, I don't really know what to expect next. I don't know if this means he's done in NA, if he's going to be going to another team, if they're going to be switching him and POBELTER back in and out, like if they think they can fix some things during scrims or what. But, you know, he has looked pretty bad individually, and apparently he's having trouble communicating with his team and stuff, which is never a good sign in a game like League of Legends. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Just talking about the news that POBELTER is going to be back in the LCS. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be really excited about this. Definitely drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. What do you guys think about POBELTER coming back? Do you think he's going to be an upgrade? Do you think CLG is going to start winning some games. Just whatever thoughts you have, I'd be interested to hear. Subscribe, stay updated on all my latest content. We got news videos like this coming your way. We got guides, strategies, all that great stuff coming in the very, very near future. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next video. But until then, peace.